Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Golden State Media Concepts social media news podcast. I'm your host, Pauline, and now social media has, I think, so I think that social media kind of brings out the ugly in people. Not ugly as in like physical features, but the ugly as in people will do crazy things on social media for either attention. They'll do it to get back at a boyfriend or at a girlfriend. Most recently in social media news, and so in celebrities will use social media to be like really vague towards their fans, and then fans run with it, and then we don't know what it means. And I remember when Beyonce first got her she had like Tumblr and things like that. But then when she got Instagram, I was so excited because you guys know that I love Beyonce. And it's nice because she doesn't post that much. So when she does, everybody like freaks out, and she'll post like 3 or 4 or 5 pictures at one time. And then we won't hear from her for like 2 weeks. And we're like, give us more, and so... but then there are some celebrities that will post things. And I mean, like we have the DeAndre Jordans, we have the Kelly Cuocos and things like that, who will post things and we're like, wait, what? Or they'll post things on accident, and it's really fun. And like I said, I love social media news, especially when it involves celebrities, because I think it's funny, and I think that it makes them more human, it makes them more tangible, it makes them it kind of, not in a good or bad way, it just kind of brings them down to earth, because then we realize like they make dumb decisions too, or they do things that we do, and that they're not like some like demigod type figures. But anyway, so one person that she's kind of like my guilty pleasure type, I don't know if that's technically the correct word, she's more of just someone that I follow that I'm not necessarily proud that I follow, but I like her. And then there's days when I don't like her, and then but I still follow her, and that's Amber Rose. And she is most known for, most recently, she does have her talk show, which is really cool. She just started a management program. Management company where she actually is starting to support other female celebrities and trying to help them launch their careers. And she, she's always in, well, not always, but there was a time when she was kind of having like a little mini feud with the Kardashians and Kanye, because she used to date Kanye, and there's like a little bit of a feud in there when, the Black China and Tyga and Kylie Jenner situation was going on. And I have some things to talk about when it comes to Kylie Jenner and Tyga too later on in the episode, but that's not what I'm talking about right now. So, Amber Rose has a really cute baby with Wiz Khalifa, which I always thought was kind of like an odd couple, because I don't know, Wiz Khalifa to me is not really that attractive. He must be a really nice guy. I'm sure that he is. I've never really heard anything negative about him. So, I can only assume that he is. And, his lifestyle is a tad bit different, but hey, it's what he does, and it's his whole image and everything. And so They did get married. They had a baby. He's really, really cute. But they got a divorce. They're broken up. They're no longer together, and they're kind of like seeing other people. They're doing their other things. But this past week was Khalifa's birthday, and which is cool, whatever. So she posts like this really cute little picture of him, of Wiz Khalifa, Amber Rose does, and she posts like happy birthday to him, because when she posts about him, I think that she still does love him, and I'm sure that she does, because when you get married to someone, it's because you love them. And you're supposed to get married to someone that you love, but I digress. She posted this picture of Wiz Khalifa, and it was a really cute picture, but then just like the other day, I think like the day of or the day after, he posts like some kind of rude tweets in regards to her. And it's just, I don't know. Even though you guys aren't together anymore and stuff like that, she's still your baby mama. Like, she's still the mother of your child, and you did at one time love her enough to marry her. And so I think she deserves like a tad bit more respect, at least not on social media. Like, because it seems like she tries to keep everything still classy, you know, but he sometimes throws these little digs on social media towards her. And it's kind of like, dude, why do you do that? Like, even if you guys aren't together right now and you guys broke up for whatever reason, and you may not agree with the things that she does nowadays, and she might not agree with some of the things that you do nowadays, but you shouldn't like dig somebody on social media. But you know, that's how he chose to handle it. It's kind of expected though, because he's a little bit like, he does things like that. Like, he'll badmouth people on Twitter and things like that. So if you follow Wiz, I'm sure you've seen it. It's been around. It's been everywhere. I don't really want to repeat what were in these tweets because it's just not nice things that I don't really agree with it. And so I'm not going to share that here on the show. But if you've seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen it, if you care, if you're interested, it's on Twitter. There's, of course, again, screenshots of it everywhere. So it's kind of like not gone ever. But speaking of baby mama drama, so I think that sometimes, like I said, social media can bring out the good, bad, and ugly in people. And there is a viral pregnancy hoax going around. And for some reason, pretending that you're pregnant or sending like a fake ultrasound or sending like a fake like pregnancy test picture is just something that's always, I don't quite understand it, because like I don't think it's funny, and I think it's a life-changing moment for any individual, for the woman and for the man. And so I just don't think that it's like that it should be something that you should joke about, but people thinks it's funny. People do it on April Fools all the time. It's a classic April Fools. It's a classic, for some girls, it's a classic boyfriend trapper. Like, you know, like, I don't know. People just use it to break up situations. And in this particular situation, this pregnancy hoax went viral, and it was, okay, so let me just give you like a quick rundown of what happened. So basically, there was a girl on Twitter, and her name is at Ling_Ling156. Okay, and so anyway, so she's on Twitter, she's posting her thing, and she says, "Since you want to block me at Kyle Got Jokes." Now, Kyle Got Jokes, he has like a really major following. And so that's kind of what I believe led to this entire story and situation going viral, because she posts a ultrasound, like a real like picture of an ultrasound. And so then they go on to arguing back and forth. He, you know, of course, takes the not so high road and dogs her on social media, like, which a lot of people do when they're A, freaking out, B, trying to prove a point, or C, just feeling like really insecure. So he does this, and they go back and forth. They, of course, send each other pictures of screenshots between tweets that they've, not tweets, but excuse me, between text message conversations that they've had back and forth. And they're both kind of like going at it. Then we find out in the baby mama drama that he has a girlfriend. And so like homegirl is kind of like his side chick, and he actually has a girlfriend. But then because his current girlfriend has social media, she like straight up tells him like it goes bad for him, because his current girlfriend, she basically dumps him on social media, and she's done. So now he has baby mama drama. He don't even have a girlfriend no more that he can run and cry to. So he's just batting L's all the way around when it comes to the situation. And so they're going back and forth as well. So now it's kind of like a weird love triangle thing, and they're all kind of like mad at him, but which I kind of thought was kind of cool, because it doesn't really seem like the girlfriend really got too mad at the side chick. She was kind of just like, dude, I'm done with you, type of a thing. And so, cause you know that always happens. The girl always gets mad at girl number two, or vice versa. And it's like, well, your man isn't really faithful, so who should you really be mad at? But anyways, so these tweets start going like viral, and these pictures and everything start getting retweeted multiple times. And so and everybody's just kind of like interjecting, doing their thing. And so, and I love when the thing that I love about Twitter, especially when your Twitter account is not on private, is everybody can see. So, and like they make it like a thread. So you can basically go through, you can see a tweet, even if you log onto Twitter and it's like in the middle of somebody's drama conversation, you can go through the thread and you can go to the beginning of the conversation and you can catch up on the saga. And so it's really nice because you're never left out. And so you could basically go through this thread and see the full conversation, and you can catch up. Like I said, if you were, segueing into the story late. But the thing is that it turns out that this entire situation was made up. So I did not know this because, again, I'm telling you, I don't think it's funny when people fake that they're pregnant. But if you look up on your app store, and this is in the iPhone app store, so the Apple iStore, I'm not quite sure if it's also on, I'm sure there's, if not the same one, there's a similar one for the other markets that are out there, the other app markets. But basically, when you type in ultrasound app, you can get a free ultrasound prank free app. And you can pick and so it generates like a picture with your name and the time and the date. And you can do a boy, you can do a girl, you can even do twins to make it look more believable. But the thing is, when you search this, you could see that one of like the generic pictures that's available on this app is exactly matches up to the same ultrasound that side chick posted. And so comes to find out, she admits via BuzzFeed that it was a hoax, and that it was basically because she was mad, she was salty, she wanted to break up the other couple because she felt that she was the main girl and that his girlfriend was the side piece, and so she just wanted to create some drama. So she used that app to create some drama, which, see, that's what I'm talking about. These apps just create more drama. But hey, if you're an April Fooler type person, and you can use the app, I guess. I just would not suggest that because, like I said, I'm not really into that. But it made for a good Twitter story, and it made for a lot of fun for people who had logged on and just happened to catch it. And so she's really a pretty girl, but clearly she's into pranks. She loves pranks, I guess, and she felt that this was the best way to get her point across. But like I said, whether you're a celebrity or just a Twitter celebrity or just a regular person who happens to be on social media at the right time when people are interested in some drama, baby mama drama is everywhere, and you just gotta, I don't think it's to be on social media. I hope I never have any of my drama spilt on social media for any reason. I typically try to stay low key on social media, but it's funny. I mean, I personally don't endorse it. I don't, but I am the person that scrolls up the feed to try to catch the first couple of tweets to kind of catch up and figure out what's going on in this little, baby mama drama, whether it's baby mama drama or drama between girls or whatever. I try to like scroll up because I love the tea. I love it. And so we're actually going to cut it to a break real quickly. And when we come back, I want to discuss Kylie Jenner and Tyga. She, posted a picture that everybody is like freaking out about, of course. So when we come back, and there's a few other funny things that I wanted to share about social media when we come back. You are listening to the Golden State Media Concepts Social Media News Podcast.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. Hey! The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch, whatever it may be.
Welcome back to the Social Media News Podcast. I am Pauline, and it feels weird doing the shows by myself, but it's kind of a lot of fun because it's been interesting doing them by myself, and hopefully soon we'll have some other people joining me. But anyways, now, I don't necessarily like always talking about the Kardashians and the Jenners because I feel like we always talk about them, right? But they are a really dominating family in the social media forefront. And they use social media in a way that other people notice and other people mimic because they see the success that they have made for themselves through social media and how they have utilized social media to build their brands, to build their family, to build their empire, to build their wealth. So it's only right that at least every once in a while we talk about them, right? And so the youngest of the group, the Kardashian family, her name is Kylie. And Kylie, if you don't know, she's been making a really major strides. The one thing that I will give them is that, yeah, they might get their fame through social media and through just being pretty and through what they look like, but they capitalize on it. And I've said this before, is that that's one thing. I always think that Mama Chris should teach a class on how, like a workshop on how to capitalize, because she turns anything into money, good, bad, otherwise. So anyways, Kylie has, she's been in the news, like social media news, for quite a variety of reasons. One, because she has like those lip kits, and she has those, I think she also does like eyeliner and eyeshadow. So she's expanding her cosmetics brand, which is really, really smart. Duh. Because if your lip kits sell out that quickly, why not expand the brand and things like that? And so she has really built, like, she's starting to slowly but surely build her own empire for herself. And another reason why she's always in social media news is because her choice in boyfriend. Now, a quick little rundown if you somehow, some way don't know what's going on, but she's dating Tyga. They supposedly were just friends because at the time when there was some speculation that they were dating, she was underage. Now you can do whatever you want with your life. So it wasn't until she was like officially 18 that they came out and said, oh yes, we're dating. And everybody was like, oh yes, we know. But Tyga has been in the news because supposedly he's had cars getting repossessed, right? So that's kind of weird because he always stunting and he always balling, but then maybe not so much. But on the flip side, he is dating the baby girl of the Kim Kardashian. Well, not Kim Kardashian clan because she's not technically the mother, but she is we could say the starter of the Kardashian Jenner empire. And so baby girl Kylie, no problem for Tyga. She went ahead and bought him a new car, which, I mean, hey, if you got it, you know, if you got it, you got it. And so I would love to be at a place in my life one day where I can just buy a car for my boo because he need it. So anyways, they have been in social media recently. So because of all these different things, like I feel like they're just always in social media. You know, she changed her hair to blonde. People were like, oh my gosh, it's blonde. But, you know, like she always is switching up her look. She's always switching up her hair, which I think is a lot of fun and really cool. So she's like this platinum blonde right now, which is kind of, I kind of dig it. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's kind of cute. But anyways, so she posted on Snapchat. The reason why I'm talking about them right now is because on Snapchat, she posted a ginormous, so she posted a picture of her hand, and it's her left hand, and she has this ginormous promise ring on her ring finger. Now, I don't really quite understand the reasoning for promise rings. I just never really understood it. I know that people do that and they are like a big deal. I've heard of, promise rings between couples. I've heard of promise rings between like children and their parents, which I guess is more appropriate. I don't know. But like, maybe because I've never had a boyfriend give me a promise ring and I've never felt like I wanted a promise ring from a boyfriend. I just feel like you just get engaged, right? Because like, what are you promising me? Like, you're promising me that one day we're going to get engaged. You're promising me that you love me. You're promising, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me, but people love them. People do it. People can do whatever they want, like I said, but I personally don't really get what promise rings mean. I guess maybe because nobody's made a promise deep enough to me. I don't know. But homegirl Kylie got a promise ring from Tyga, which I was a little bit puzzled because I was like, dude, whose money did you use to buy the promise ring? Because if you can't afford your cars, how you gonna afford these carrots? But perhaps he likes food more. Perhaps he's more of a carrot person than a transportation person. I'm not quite sure, but whatever. It's not my point. It's not my money that he's spending. It's not me that he's giving the promise ring to. I don't know. Did he ask Kylie for a couple dollars, then use those couple dollars to make her a promise so that he could continue using her dollars? I don't know. I really do not know. And I mean, whatever they do, that's their business, right? Because like I said, she has her own little empire. She could splurge her money however she wants. But anyway, so she posted it on Snapchat. I think that the ring is very beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's huge. It looks cute. She loves it. And I guess, I don't know. I like I said, I don't get promise rings. I don't know what you're promising, but then, yeah, I don't know what, maybe he's promising once he gets his money right, he gonna marry her. I don't know. So, she did post that and it looks very beautiful. Kanye West has recently just had his fashion show. A lot of people were freaking out because he supposedly wanted a more diverse cast, but then people were saying that he still always hires models that all look exactly the same and that there's no diversity within his models. But I mean, designers have like a certain look and a certain image that they want when they're showcasing their clothes. So I mean, I'm sure there was some creative reasoning behind his choices and why he picked those models. But like I said, you can't really please everyone, and he is still making his money. I know that he has opened up those pop-up shops around the world that he has had. I know that there was one like in Sydney, Australia. I believe there was one in Tokyo and things like that. So people are still going to be buying from his brand regardless of what other people complain about, and that's ultimately the main thing that they care about. So that's kind of like my little piece on no, I'm not done, because I just remembered that. So Kim Kardashian has been wearing these boots, and if you have been on social media, especially on Instagram, you have seen these boots that she has been wearing to all these different concerts and like the fashion show and just different events that she's been just out and about, right? Because I feel like she's always just out and about. And one particular boot, and now she's wearing like these like thigh-high boots, and I think thigh-high boots are really cute. I actually just bought a pair the other day, and I'm really excited to get invited somewhere so I can wear them. But she has these like thigh-high boots, and right now this kind of like see-through shoe thing is in, which I really am not sure how I feel about it, because I don't know. Okay, so this is my concern. So she's wearing these see-through boots, right? Where they look like they're literally like just made out of like plastic. They look like they're just made out of this like see-through clear like tarp is just wrapped around her leg, right? Now, I don't really have a problem with that because they're kind of, in a way, like when I first looked at them, when I saw the picture, I was like, not feeling it. But then I was like, kind of cool. You know, if you got nice legs and like cute toes, I mean, why not? I think I have kind of like big feet, so I don't really think that would be that attractive, but I'm sure she has like cute little petite feet. And so I get it, and it works for her. But my main concern with these shoes, which I may be overthinking this may not be a problem. There may be air vents in like little tiny holes, but wouldn't your legs get like sweaty? And like, wouldn't there be like fog or like just condensation kind of like, cause like the heat of your leg, and then it's like wrapped in plastic and you can't really breathe, and it's like clear and it's all the way up to your thigh. I don't know. It just really freaks me out because I'm just like, I probably will never ever buy see-through shoes like that, see-through boots. But if you're stomping around the city and it's a little bit warm and you can't really breathe, because like plastic is not really like a breathable material. That's just really what my concern was this entire time. Because like, you know, when you're like even like when you have goggles or you have glasses on or you have like a scuba diving mask, like you kind of get like foggy. And I'm wondering if her legs get foggy. And it's really a big concern for me. And every time I look at those pictures, I wondered to myself, did she like have to wipe down the inside of the boots before she took this picture? Or like, I don't know. Maybe, honestly, I might be overthinking it. I'm having a weird thing right now about it. And every time I see those pictures, I think, because it's not like a peep toe boot. So she's not really getting no air ventilation from the tip of her toe through the upper thigh. So I'm just concerned. I'm really concerned, Kimberly. I really am concerned. So, but we actually have to take it to a break real quickly. And when we come back, I wanted to finish up by talking about a half-eaten shark that washed up in Florida, of course. So keep it locked here. You're listening to the Golden State Media Concepts social media news podcast. And I don't know, if you have see-through shoes, I want to know. Hit me up on Twitter because I'm really, really concerned about Kimberly's legs. So when we come back, like I said, I want to talk about that shark. It's really freaky.
Check out the show that's built on the MMA. From the UFC to extreme cage fighting, they got the fights covered. Check out the GSMC MMA podcast. Get the latest news on past or upcoming fights. Join us as we talk to and about some of the biggest names in the MMA, past, present, and future. When it's the fight game, there's just one show to check out. GSMCpodcast.com/MMA-podcast. Don't forget to like them on Facebook and follow them on Twitter. Visit GSMCpodcast.com for more info.
And welcome back to the Social Media News Podcast. I'm Pauline, and I saw this picture. Now, when you go on social media, when you go on Twitter, Instagram, Vine, you gotta kind of or Facebook, you gotta kind of use your noggin, because some things that you see on social media are not true. I hate to break it to you guys, but a lot of things that you see, not even just on magazines and stuff, things that people post are not true. Like I said, when we talked about, like when we started this segment, we talked about a fake ultrasound. Like there are tools and different apps. There's different programs on the computer to make up pictures, to make up just anything that you want. And so when I first saw this picture of a half-eaten shark, okay, so there was this picture of a half-eaten shark that had washed up on Daytona Beach in Florida. Now, Florida, I know, I've never been to Florida. I want to go to Florida. I'm hoping to go to Florida soon. But I saw this picture and I was kind of like, I I was concerned because when I saw this picture, I was like, this has to be fake, because it just looked kind of fake. But so there's a picture of a shark that's literally half eaten. It's like, it has like its like top fin. I think it's called like the dorsal fin. It has the top fin and it's 2 fins in the front and like the head area, but like his back tail is completely gone. And it's kind of weird because you can see like into the shark a little bit, but everybody was freaking out because it was like, dude, what could eat, like what had the guts, like who was gutsy enough in the water to actually eat half of a shark, you know? And so people were like freaking out, because then people were concerned like, oh, it's Photoshop, this is fake, this is not true. And people were like, there's no way. And then of course people were like, oh my gosh, what is in the water? Now I'm the type of person, when I go to the beach, I have to have my feet have to touch the sand. I have to be like, it has to be clear water so that I can see my toes touching the sand, and I have to see if there's anything near me. Now, like floating or not, well, like, yeah, floating too, but, or swimming in the water, because I'm just very concerned about that. That really freaks me out, that there's things in the ocean, and I know there's things in the ocean because we see pictures like this, and there's always like a washed up like squid that is like a billion years old that just washes up, and it's like 85,000 feet long. And I exaggerate, yes, but it's still really big, because like, you know, like those squids that have like their eyeballs like as big as our head, like that's creepy to me. And they're in there. And so when this picture was posted on Twitter, I freaked out, because I was like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. There's stuff in there that had the audacity to eat a shark in there. And we're just supposed to be swimming, scuba diving in there. And I'm sure I'm missing out on a lot, because I've never been scuba diving, and I refuse. I'm just really nervous because of things like this. And so it has been determined that this shark, that like this picture is actually true, and that a shark did wash up that was half eaten, and it's dead. So if you're faint of heart and faint of stomach, I do not suggest that you look up this picture, because it's just like a little bit unsettling to know that a huge shark was eaten halfway. So I don't know if they ate like half, like if the predator just ate half the shark and then he was full, or if the shark was able to somehow squirm away. I don't know. I don't need to know. But so like I said, don't believe everything that you see on social media, but then you got to look it up. And this one was determined. So like the half-eaten carcass was measured about 2.5 feet, was found floating in knee-deep water. See, that just freaks me out. But yeah, so there's actually like a picture of it, and there's like a guy holding it. So I mean, it's not like a gigantic like Jaws type shark, but it's still a shark, and it's still I'm assuming it was eaten by a bigger shark, but that's freaky too. And I know it's the way of the wild, I know, but it's just freaky. And I don't know, why didn't he just eat the whole thing? Why did they have to, like, maybe it was like a warning to us to stay out the water. That's what I'm gonna believe. It was a warning by the bigger sharks that this is what happens when you come into our territory. But that's gonna do it. That's gonna wrap it up for this episode of the Social Media News Podcast. You are listening to your host. I'm Pauline. You can listen to this episode, previous episodes, future episodes. You can re-listen to them as much as you want on our network website, gsmcpodcast.com. Also on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, and Stitcher. We're everywhere if you want to listen to us. I'm also on Twitter. I'm everywhere. So it's been fun. I will talk to you guys next week. So like I said, no baby mama drama, no social media news to blast out everything, and don't believe everything that you see on social media. You gotta look it up, you gotta see. But in this particular case, if you live in Florida, or I guess if you just go in the water a lot, I'm telling you, if you can't see through the water and your feet aren't touching the soil, you're pushing it. So, but yes, I'm your host, Pauline, and we'll talk to you next time. We out.